right. Hey everyone. Let's wait for a couple of people to get here and then we're gonna see how it is. I gotta sign in so I can see your comments while I talk because we've got a little bit of work to do today. There we go. Make sure the volume is down. It is down. And I can see your chat. I'm doing good, guys. Hold on a second. Let me move this out of the way. You can see my hydroxy cut. This is the secret to weight loss. All these are caffeine pills. That's all they are. They don't really do much except give you a little buzz. But those of you who are like, how did EVS lose 25 pounds in a month? I don't know. It could have helped. Don't know. I'm really glad. You know, a lot of people are, yeah, that's right. TN Comics says don't do drugs, not even hydroxy cut, even though it says pro-clinical. I don't know what that means. I don't know what pro-clinical means. Yeah, don't do drugs. Hello. Hello, Gil Herme from Brazil. Some of you are saying that I am afraid of Freddy Krueger. No, this is not Daryl Ayo's portfolio. I'm really happy that you're all here. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. This is the one YouTube channel on the entire net that basically does it all. I mean, sure, a few other people have how to draw channels. Some people do portfolio reviews, and some people review comics, but I do it all. Well, to be honest with you, I don't really review other people's comics. I mostly only review my own. But I do talk about comics. I do talk about every aspect of breaking into this industry. I talk about the pitfalls of the industry, and I try to instruct you in how to be safe in this industry. I'm really glad that so many of you are here already. I'm glad that the notifications are going out. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, I don't know why. I don't know what else I need to do. I really don't. I feel like I've done it all. I feel like I promote my channel every day. I feel like I provide great daily content. It really does depend on you guys actually clicking that subscribe button and then rocking that bell icon. I mean, you have to ding that bell. I want you to ding that bell like you're driving a tractor trailer into the Liberty Bell and you want to add 6 new cracks. That's how I want you to hit the bell with that kind of certainty. It's very important. And that way you'll get all of the notifications. You guys will receive little texts, little notifications to tell you when I am live and when I have uploaded a new video, and I think that's a good thing. Let me lower the camera so you don't see my notifications from Twitter. Yeah, I'm glad that you love this channel, and I'm really glad this channel loves you. First of all, oh, hang on one second. I did a review of someone's book last week, and his name was Kevin. And Kevin wanted me to see more of his work, and he sent me this beautiful book here that he did, The Man Kitty Coat. The Man in the Kitty Coat. I'm not sure if the man is pictured. I don't feel like he is. But you never know. I haven't read this yet. Kevin did send this to me. He asked for my address, and I was very pleased to receive this. Here's the thing. All I want you guys to do, those of you who are drawing comic book pages every day, I do want you to aspire to this. I do want you to produce your own comics if you can. Kevin here has. I mean, he did The Man in the Kitty Coat. And there's a zombie. I think she's bleeding from her eye. Maybe both of her eyes. I produced his own comic and he sent it my way. And I couldn't be more proud of this. Yeah. All right, so thank you, Kevin. Today we're going to do a brutally honest portfolio review. Brutally honest portfolio reviews are basically, I invite you guys to send me your portfolios. A portfolio isn't, I don't need a million different scraps of paper of pinups and cover work and various odds and ends. What I'm asking for 4 to 6 pages of sequential artwork. That's all I need in order to judge you adequately, in order to point out any places where you might need help, and maybe encourage you in certain other areas. I better get some paper here. Let's get some paper. All right, I got paper in case I need to do any redraws. I'm not saying that I will need to do any redraws, but if I do, I've got paper ready, and a pencil. Okay. So, I'm brutally honest. That means I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. Not everyone is perfect. Not everyone is ready for the big leagues, but many of you are. And many of these submissions that I receive are just shy of the big two. The one that I did yesterday was excellent. I mean, it was absolutely excellent. With a few minor modifications, that person would be working at Marvel or DC or maybe in the video game industry, but he was very, very, very good. And I feel like it's my job in circumstances like that to just nudge you along. Let me just help you. Let me just give you a little bit of a push. And sometimes that's really all that's required is just, hey, you need to tighten a couple screws here, and loosen a couple of bolts there, and boom, you are pro quality. That is just as much my job and what I promise to you, as is someone who really needs help. But I don't see too many people who really need help. What about winking to go with the nudges? I just looked down at your chat for 1 minute and I get a Monty Python reference, so thank you for that. Yeah. This is a fellow named Sal. Sal has turned in his artwork for review. And you'll hear Ava in the next room. She hasn't gone down to bed yet. The only way that I can do these live chats in perfect quiet is if I wait until 10 o'clock at night when everybody has gone to sleep. But then I'm worried about being too loud. So we have to kind of compromise. You may hear some children noises, some family noises in the background. But at the same time, I get to broadcast at a reasonable hour. So anyway, this is Sal. And I think Sal has sent me his portfolio before. I do believe he sent me some Green Lantern images on Twitter, and I encouraged him. And this time he has sent me an entire portfolio and a story complete with lettering. And here we go. Let's talk about Sal. Some of you want more schmooze. Now, I can't promise you more schmooze today. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to be dealing with a much more serious issue with this particular portfolio. Eric Brand, thank you for the super chat. Eric just gave $10 towards Ava's diaper fund. Diapers are expensive, and so your super chats do all go to keeping Ava in diapers. I do appreciate you very much. Eric says, this is my favorite series on the channel. Many thanks for your time. Eric, many thanks to you for the super chat. I do remember people who super chat. Okay, so here we have a person who is standing on, who is standing on the edge of what looks like a gargoyle, perhaps in Gotham City. I'm prepared for this. Now, I do ask you guys, if possible, to use photo reference. Some of you are think for yourselfers and you actually use your own imaginations. I think that's a good thing. But don't be afraid to use your imagination and mix it with photo reference, just so that you get a real sense of the way things look. Now, this is a book that I have. It's called The Gargoyle Book, 572 examples from Gothic architecture. These are, nothing but images of gargoyles from around the world, okay? So you could actually use this book to find real images of gargoyles. You could use the lighting, in some cases, but it's really good images of brickwork. Let's actually open this book up and see. Really, you couldn't ask for better reference than this. Of course, back in the old days, we used to buy magazines and books for photo reference. Now, basically, you can use Google, but still, I don't want to belabor the point that if you can use photo reference, you should use photo reference whenever possible. This is fine. It's imaginative. It works with the rest of the style, and so on and so forth. But still, I do think that photo reference is good. So we have a woman, and she's standing on the edge of a gargoyle. She's wearing a scarf. She's wearing a belt. She's wearing boots. Is she a superhero? Why is she smiling? I don't really know. I am pleased with the backgrounds. Hold on a second here. I think the backgrounds are good. We really get a sense of place. I wish that there was more perspective here. I do feel like this would be better served in 1 point perspective. Like if this is the horizon line, which it is, there should be a vanishing point right there, and that would be probably better to make these buildings look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so let's just get a look at the whole page that we produced here. So we're standing on the edge of the gargoyle, and we look down. These are our shoes, and we see, this is a long way down. This is a long way down, and it looks like this might be, someone thinking about ending it all. Okay, so these are 2 pages stuck together. That's fine. I can see a crease in the paper. We're taking a step off the gargoyle, and hey, all right, we got a little problem here with the anatomy. This eye from the side, she's crying. So in a way, I don't want to be too critical. Jumping from this facial expression to this is confusing to me. She seemed happy before. She's not happy now. So let's just do a quick redraw. This eye is wrong. I keep telling you guys, you're going to need to work on drawing the human skull. But let's just do a redraw from the side here. Okay, so really we want to just kind of draw the ball of the skull, which is the entire, okay, so hold on a second. Let me lift this up. Yeah. People ask, they're like, hey, how do you keep your camera in place? And I'm using this kind of bendy wire iPod frame kind of holder, and it's really efficient. Okay, so we're only showing, if you look, hello, we're only showing the eye, we're showing the nose, we're showing the ear. And she's crying, and she's looking to the side. Let me get an eraser. Okay. I think the biggest problem with this panel was the eye, and the eye just kind of, the problem is that the eyeball kind of came off the skull. And that is, that's just not anatomically correct. If you look at a skull, you know that the orbit of the eye socket is kind of right in there. So the eyeball is going to fit in that orbital socket. It's never going to come off the edge of the skull. It's never going to come off the edge. So we do want to just kind of do this. And maybe if she's looking to the side, you know, like so. And then, I don't know, little eyebrow doing this. That kind of a thing. Okay. And then we'll just kind of, hey, you know, these sketch lines, you can change them if you want. Nothing's permanent. That's what erasers are for. We've got an ear. Now the ear is entirely too close to the eye right here. So we want to actually place it back further on the head, like so. And she's got some kind of a headband, kind of a beret, like this. That's going to actually get tucked behind the ear. It's not going to go through the ear. It's going to go, you have to remember, it's going to go behind, kind of behind the ear here. And there we go. So I don't know why this person would be considering suicide. That really bums me out. But hopefully Batman can talk her out of it. I think she is about to meet Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne has his own problems. And, you know, I also think he's going to provide her with good advice. All right. So here's the ear, essentially. So this is the panel I think that we're looking for here. All right. I think that's what we were trying to get. And then off panel, there's a hey. Like so. Okay. All right. All right. So it's just a few adjustments. All right. To the actual thing. This is my version. All right. Let's go back to the portfolio we're reviewing. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Gotta bendy this thing. It's ridiculous. And then it falls. All right, hold on one more time. It's stiff. I mean, it's actually a pretty good machine. But yeah, you do have to. You do have to readjust it. All right, so hey, and then let's look. Hey, it's Batman. All right, Batman looks fine here. I like the use of blacks on his cape. We're having the same trouble here with the eye fitting into the eye socket, but that's okay. I mean, hopefully we learned a little bit of a lesson. Yeah. Chief Nerd says, I can draw an ear. It's just everything else that goes to hell. Chief Nerd, that's why you're subscribed to this channel. I'm going to help you. We're going to get there together. Dalton Beauregard says, I love the blacks too. Great, yeah. I mean, it's very, very important to enjoy the use of blacks in a drawing. You want to use the blacks properly, and I think this person did use the blacks properly to really make Batman stand out. It's a good usage. Yeah, all right, so let's turn to the next page. Again, he's put both of these two pages together, so you know it kind of actually reads a little bit more like a comic book. Batman says, looks like you can use some help. And she says, you gonna talk me out of it? And she's crying. Batman says, no. And that's the end of the story. No, it isn't. There's more. But if you need someone to talk to, and then she thinks about it. Right, he wrote girl in here. I don't really understand why that's there. If you can see that, the girl in pencil. He says, I'm here. All right. So Batman sits down on the ledge, and there are her legs, and she sits down next to him. I will say this about this one panel. This is very strange. Batman is now the size of a doll compared to this person who is maybe a 14-year-old child. It just looks strange. That's not a man. I think it would be a little bit more like, let's say, so if Batman were to sit down on a ledge, I'm sorry, I hate to do redraws all the time, guys. I don't want to bore you. But I think half of this whole exercise is, doing some redraws. Batman sits down on the ledge. I do think he's going to look up when he's saying, hey, if you want to sit down and talk about things, that's why I'm here. I like the idea of Batman sitting down. Ghost of Dre, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I may be dead, but I'll always be 5 blocks from you. Thanks, my brother. You know, I got super chat ability just yesterday, I think, for the first time. I'd never been able to super chat from my iPad, and it only lets me super chat like as if I'm trying to sell canned goods at ShopRite. It's like $5.99, or no, it's $4.99 or $1.99. It's embarrassing. I just want to give $2. It's gonna be $1.99. Like I'm trying to fool someone. whoever came up with the whole like $1.99 thing, they were trying to trick you into thinking that you weren't paying a full $2. That's the only reason for there to be 99 cents is to kind of make you think that you're paying less. So why would I want to make the person that I am tipping think that I am giving them less than what I'm actually giving them? It's stupid. And I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix my super chats. It just is that way. All right, so here's Batman. He's sitting down here. He's got his legs splayed. Vile delinquent. Thank you for the diaper money. What up, G? Last super chat for the week. Apologies. Will we ever see you draw a Red Lantern Hulk for us? Also, how is Cursed? These are all good questions. Yeah, I'll do a Red Lantern Hulk. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Have a couple more drinks. Okay, so Batman's looking up like this. And he's saying, come on now. All right, so he's sitting on this ledge. Don't even tell me that's not Batman sitting down like saying, hey, let's rap. All right, let's make good use of these blacks. Whenever you can, make good use of the blacks. All right. Like so. Walter Bonham, thank you for the super chat. $4.50 from an ex-smoker for some canned corn. Thank you, thank you. I don't like maybe canned corn, not creamed corn. It's disgusting. Why would you buy it in a can? Like, the world isn't going to end. Just go buy some fresh produce. Why would you buy canned produce? Like, you buy canned produce like when during the Cuban Missile Crisis, because you just want to make sure that, if America is irradiated with, nuclear poison and fallout, like, that you've got something to eat. But why would you buy canned corn now? It's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so here we have the other person's legs as they stand up, kind of in proportion to Batman. All right. I mean, that's all we're trying to do. And we do want to make sure that we have the nice background that he's got here. We got some windows. All right. And what's he saying? Oh, there's no dialogue there. All right. This is basically what I'm trying to say. I feel like he looks like a stuffed animal here. Have you ever gone to Target and you've gotten those, I'm not saying you've gotten them, but maybe you've seen them, Batman body pillows. Like, that's kind of what they look like. And you don't want to do that. She sits next to him. She's still crying. She's got a lot on her mind. Batman says, so what's wrong? Lost my job. Divorce got finalized. Barely see my kid. But I guess you have it worse. Rabid Mutant Studios, thank you for that super chat. You got to suck up for the apocalypse. After the apocalypse, you won't be able to buy cream corn. Yeah, well, listen, I am a big fan of fallout shelters. I'm not even kidding. I want a bomb shelter. I've always wanted one. My neighbor growing up discovered one in the new house that he moved into, and it was all sealed shut. It'd been there since the 1960s, and we kind of opened it up one day. It was flooded out and full of about 2 feet full of water. Oh, let me just describe it better. We go down into his cellar, and his cellar has this big concrete door that is actually kind of sealed shut. I mean, it's very strange. His dad gets a jackhammer, hammers open the door and pulls it all out. And there's a kind of a tunnel, like a crawlway that you walk right in, and then you kind of veer straight to the left. And it's tiny. You can barely get through on your shoulders. Just squeezing through. And, then there were a couple steps down, and then it opened up into a room that was full of about 3 foot of water, and floating in the water were all these decrepit old toys from 1964, Fisher-Price toys, floating in the water. So we got a pump, and we pumped the water out into the street, and we realized these people had a bomb shelter, and I just thought to myself, I'd rather die. Maybe. I mean, if nuclear Armageddon were to happen, would I want to live in this space that's flooded with water and children's toys? And why did it only have children's toys? It didn't have a bed in there or any other supplies, just like a Fisher Price telephone floating upside down, with a little smiley face on it. It was creepy as hell. Now, if I could actually build my own bomb shelter and stock it and have a bunk bed in there and a lot of like portable DVD players with fully charged batteries with Mofis that are going to last me until the end of time. Mofis are basically I don't know if you have any of these, but they're battery chargers for your cell phone or your iPad. If I could have enough of those, I think I could wait out like the extinction of mankind. I'd just be in there watching the Mary Tyler Moore show. I wrote a song about it once. I'll play it for you at some point on the piano. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do it that way. And I'm not sure I would want to eat cream corn even in that case. But I might. I might. And that's what canned goods are for. They're for World War II and they're for surviving the nuclear holocaust. But I don't know if they're for now. Paul Dozier, thank you for the super chat. I've almost got my stuff ready to send in for Brutally Honest. If, when you redraw some of my panels, can I buy them from you? These are good questions. We will see. We will see. I've got a stack of paper with redrawn panels right now. It's craziness. All right, so lost my job. That's bad. Divorce got finalized. That's not bad. If any of you have ever been divorced or are in the process of divorce, actually getting your divorce finalized is like a party. I mean, I went, in North Carolina, when I got divorced. Oh, hang on, we got another super chat. Elliot DeVries, thank you so much for the very big super chat. Appreciate that. Love the channel. Haven't been this interested in drawing since I was a kid. Inspired me to go out today and get an anatomy book and some art supplies to try it out again. This is good. This makes me happy to hear, Elliot. Thank you for the super chat. When you're ready to start drawing and doing some pages, absolutely send them my way, okay? My son is texting me right now. He doesn't like the new Tech 9 album, and I really do. Anyway, in North Carolina, when you get divorced, it takes a year of living apart. So you're still married for a year, and you just want to be divorced, and you're not. Once your divorce is finalized, it is a reason for celebration. It isn't reason to kill yourself. It's not at all. But you barely see your kid. Okay. But I guess you have it worse. Now, why would you think Batman had it worse? What do you know about Batman? He's going to tell you. Parents died when I was young. Arch nemesis is a homicidal clown. And I'm a normal man who fights along people with actual powers. I feel you. My parents are both still alive, but all of my arch nemeses are homicidal SJW clowns. All of them. And I have quite a few. I have a rogues gallery of SJW clowns that honestly, you have to see them to believe them. I wish I could actually just like post a whole meme with all of my enemies and you would do nothing but laugh. This is the problem with social media. When people use social media, you don't see who is speaking. You just get their words, and that is the equivalent of having your senses stripped as an animal who is able to discern when speaking to fellow members of your species who is mentally ill, who is sick, and who isn't, who's healthy, and thus who you might take seriously when you're speaking with. So I feel you, Batman. My rogues gallery is just as bad, if not worse, than yours. He says, I'm a normal man who fights along people with actual powers. In a sense, yes. I fight alongside people who have 4 times as many subs as I do, but I'm working on it. I am a warrior with 13,500 subscribers. That's you guys. I thank you every single day. And together, we're bringing this battle to them. All right. Very good. So he's basically saying, I've got it bad too. So let's see what's next here. How do you do it? And she's still crying. Well, how do I do it? Sense of humor, I think. I mean, I don't know if that's how Batman does it. I do it with a sense of humor. Batman says, can't let that get to me. Oh, that's true too. That's a good way of looking at things. Batman's head is missing here, Sal. This is a flattened out head. You are going to need to go back, and since you've done it in black, you've utilized your blacks very well. You can actually go ahead and do this, and then color that in, and that's just fine. I have no other complaints about this drawing beyond that. Andrew Selkim, thank you so much for the super chat. I'll give you $5 for that Batman sitting on the ledge. Well, you're $2 of the way there. Oh, you guys are funny tonight. All right, so here's Batman. See, when you have those thoughts, this is actually meaningful, I think. See, when you have those thoughts, they eat at you, and the more they eat at you, the more you feel small. It's okay to have those thoughts, but you have to make them work for you. Mine make me protect this city so it is safe, and every citizen is okay, and that's what keeps me going. Yeah. Wait, what'd he say? You have to make your... Okay, so you have bad thoughts, but you have to make your bad thoughts work for you. I don't know if I agree with that, Batman, but I don't disagree with this. This is really good. By the way, when you are doing a panel, make sure that you do leave room for word balloons. A lot of writers are verbose. They need a lot of room for their word balloons and dialogue and stuff. So Sal, even though I believe Sal is the writer, he has left enough room for the word balloons here. Varian Grant, thank you for that super chat. All this super chat is going to diaper money. I will film myself buying diapers with your super chat money, and I will add it to a video eventually. So you guys will actually see me buying a big thing of Loves from a Costco or a BJ's or something like that. Diapers are important. You have no idea how fast you go through them unless you have kids. A lot of these people are childless weirdos. They have no idea what I'm talking about. Not you guys. I'm talking about, my rogues gallery. So, yeah, her mind is blown. She says, wow, Batman is still sitting there. Walter Bonham, thank you so much. I will give you another $5 if you reread that in the Bale Batman voice. That's hard. It's weird. I watched that. I watched the first movie in the theaters when Batman Begins came out. It was at Wizard World Philadelphia, and DC Comics was there as a presence. So Dan Didio was there, everyone was there, and they hired out a whole entire theater for fans to go to. Was this Philadelphia or Chicago? Dear me. I think it was Philadelphia. Chicago was when I actually met Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan. They were there filming, and they showed up and bookended me and Jeff Johns at a panel by surprise. And Christian Bale was still in character. He had his baseball cap pulled down real low over his eyes, and he wouldn't talk to anyone because Christopher Nolan explained that he was still in character as Batman. That was wild. But anyway, we went to see Batman Begins in this gigantic theater. It was DC Comics all sitting in the middle, and then fans filling the theater. You guys would have effing loved it. You would have loved it. I think Grant Morrison was there too. It was just a big deal. And I was just watching the movie, and I was like, how come he becomes like Richard Nixon when he puts on the Batman mask? Right? I mean, it was like he's Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, blah, blah, blah. And then when he becomes Batman, he's like, fear me. Like that. And he shakes his little face like Richard Nixon did. I was like, that's creepy. I don't know if I like that. Reaper King, thank you so much for the super chat. Having a kid myself in September. Cheers. No, cheers to you. Cheers to you. That is wonderful. There's nothing better than having a new baby. Fear me. All right. She looks like Wonder Woman here. Batman has a kind of little smirk on his face. A little smug. He's a little smug here. I don't know. Do you guys think he looks smug? Or is that on me? This might just be in my head. I don't have a drink. All right. Thank you. Talk a lot and your throat gets dried out. Patricia Capucci, thank you for the super chat. Love your videos. Thank you. I do them for you guys. I hope you find them entertaining and informative. I try to do these daily. So glad you appreciate them. Walter Bonham, LOL, that fear me was worth the $5. I'm so glad. Yeah, I mean, it really is. If you watch it again, just go, why are you Richard Nixon? Like, that's weird. I never thought of Richard Nixon as Batman before. I do now, though. I do now. All right, so anyway, her mind is blown. Think you can help me down? Super, like, smug overdrive here. Hey, my parents were killed. My rogues gallery, a bunch of homicidal clowns. You don't have it so bad. Yeah, help me down. Things aren't so bad after all. All right, fine. Another flawless Batman panel. Let me see what he's saying here. Nothing. Nothing. Just smug. He's happy. It worked. It worked. He did it. He talked her out of jumping off the building. And I think that was all he meant to do. And you know what? Batman doesn't always have to fight evildoers. Eric Brand, thank you so much for the super chat. Special shout out to Logan, the previous portfolio artist. Best black canary ever. ... No offense. Eric, I take zero offense to that because I've never drawn black canary in my entire career, as far as I remember. So it's not as if I was in the running. So, so Logan can be the best. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, sure, Logan's, yeah, not jealous at all. Um, is this the end? Oh, no, there's more. All right. Nice splash page. I'm getting a lot of notifications. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. All right, for my YouTube channel. Yes, this is a good use of a splash page. Batman lowers her to the ground. She's feeling better. She's applied some false eyelashes. If you look at the story, this is probably the best place for a splash page. And then we cut to this, and I disagree with this entirely. This sucks. There's no reason for an inset panel here. It's completely redundant, all right? This is saying the same thing as this. It's smaller, but it's in reverse. Got it. They're on the ground. You don't need to show it. Tear this page up. Batman hugs her and says, stay strong, and she says, thank you. Hold on a second. Stay strong. All of you stay strong. Okay. If there were any way for me to transmit this hug to each and every one of you, there are 179 people watching. I wish I could give you all 179 hugs like this. Yeah. Okay. That's just how I feel. So this was Sal's portfolio. Oh, he also sent me these Green Lantern pages that are in color. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. How do you think this is going to go? I'm almost afraid to flip it. Bryce Drake calls me gay for wanting to hug you all. I don't think it's gay. Might be. Some cases. Mostly it's just caring. It's called empathy, Bryce. Look it up. Look it up. Someone suggests that the next page... I can't read that. All right. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Yeah. Very good. So Sal, good job. I have a few minor complaints and criticisms, but for the most part, I'm proud of you. I think you did a good job. I think that's good. I don't know if Hal has... Is this a goatee? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. Is that Hal? Is that supposed to be Hal, or is that someone else? You got the battery way wrong, dude. Battery's wrong. You can get reference for the battery almost anywhere. Andrew's cell cam, thank you for the super chat. I don't need a hug. I need Batman sitting on a ledge. Oh, you mean the drawing? Yeah. Nerve Clax says EVS can't show the whole portfolio or he'll get a copyright strike. I didn't even think of that. Thank you for the warning. Here's my question, though. Seriously. Is this a swipe? Is that a swipe? Let me check it out here. You guys tell me if I should be complaining about this. And hold on a second. I got to call it up and just make sure. You guys study this carefully. Notice all the details. Notice the angles that are being used. And I'll make my statement in 1 minute here. Less than a minute. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Swipe file. Yes or no? This is my work. All right. You got that? You'll notice the hand. All right. And let's go back here. Swipe. No. Jeannie says no. No, not a swipe. No, okay, all right. I might be paranoid. Some people are saying it is a swipe. Some people are saying it's a tribute. Homage. Paul Dozier says, how many iPads do you have? Paul, I'm glad you asked. I have 4. And I got 1 for free yesterday because I got a new iPhone. And trading in my old iPhone, they gave me a free iPad. How do you like that? Yeah. So now I have 4 iPads. It's like the Batcave here. Yeah. My son said, I don't have an iPad at all. Could I have it? I said, no. He said, what do you need it for? I said, I'll find something. All right, thank you so much, Sal, for the submission. And speaking of Sal, I want to tell you another story. This is the story of Salamandroid. Kagi, thank you so much for the very nice super chat. Is it true Kyle Rayner was based on your life story? It's always been the rumor. Now, I wasn't working for DC Comics. I never met Ron Mars at that point. But, yeah, there's some similarities. We both like 9 Inch Nails. And we're both artists. So, yeah. All right. This is the Salamandroid ash can. And, yeah, all right. Yeah. All right. So someone is saying that Sal is a way better artist than Zach. I don't disagree. Arcane Audio says EVS is Oracle. My wife made the exact same statement. And by the way, she's a complete normie. She's not much of a comic book fan, but she pulled out the Oracle reference. It blew my mind. She said, what are you, Oracle? I said, pardon me? She said, Oracle, birds of prey. I was like, what? She's been paying attention. All right, so this is the Salamandroid zine. Kaylee, how you doing? You okay? Am I being too noisy? No? Okay, good. Kaylee says hi to you all. 183 people watching right now. This is the Salamandroid zine, as I said. Now, zines are very small. I will tell you that in the 1990s, comics were selling so big. They were selling so greatly that people couldn't wait to put their comic out. I mean, you do 22 pages and you put out a comic book nowadays. But in the old days, in the 1990s, which I'm trying so hard to get us back to, that's all I want. Oh, wait, let's see. Olivia H. says, random little comment. Feel free to ignore. Olivia, I'm not going to ignore. I just wanted to say I am glad to have found your channel. I am aspiring to make my own comic series. Olivia, welcome, and I hope that you draw inspiration from Comic Artist Pro Secrets. That's what we're here to do. What? Let's see. Jeannie says, is that what the Cyberfrog you need is? I don't know what you mean, Jeannie. You're going to have to rephrase that question. I might have missed part of that. So people were so excited about selling a comic book because comics were selling millions and millions of copies. People were making millions, literally millions and millions of dollars per issue, okay, back in the 1990s. We're much better now, though. We have diversity. There are a lot more women in comics. And so even though comic books are selling about 5,000 or 8,000 copies instead of 1 million, at least we have diversity. And that's what a lot of us are looking for. So back in the 90s, people would put out ash cans, which were meant to be previews. So not only would you sell your 22-page comic book, but you would sell an ash can when you were half finished the book. You would go to a lot of conventions, and these things were expensive. This was a small version of your comic book that was not even finished yet, and maybe there would be 10 pages of story that might not even be lettered. It was just meant to kind of whet your appetite about the comic book, the one single comic book that was coming, just a random issue. And they were collectible, they were great. They, at Harris Comics, I think the existence of ash cans were also an excuse to put out kind of a book that cost almost nothing, and it was kind of fun. Hold on, let me look at your chats. A lot of interesting stuff is coming up. Death Hurricane says, hey Ethan, what's up? Since I've been working on 2 comics between my friends and myself, I wondered, would you buy a high fantasy genre comic if you saw it for $1.99 or less? Sold. Sold. Let's see what else we got here. Freedom is slavery, but diversity is our strength. Porphyrogenitus, that's correct. I think a lot of people feel that way right now. Shinto Ketchup says this is the best channel with Ethan ever. Considering all the channels that with Ethan's on them, and one of them is H3H3, I do appreciate that. Yeah, be discerning when you choose your channels with Ethan. This is Der Salamanderoid. And I went, oh my God, I'm a genius. Oh my God, I'm a genius. And I came up with Salamandroid, and I figured, hey, he would be Cyberfrog's brother, et cetera, et cetera. And I kept this close to my heart. And I remember Harris Comics saying, when are you going to do Salamandroid for us? And I said,